Yeah.
We're here with Davis at Rapala. What's new for 2011 for Rapala?
Well, we continue to expand our lineup of rods and reels. This is a Rapala Shift rod and a Rapala Shift bait cast reel. So Rapala's kind of come leaps and bounds in terms of rod development and reel development.
Okay.
But of course, we're still out there producing a lot of new hard baits, and this is a new bait for 2011. It's called a Rapala Clack and Crank, and it's a really neat bait that has a ball bearing inside and a rattle chamber. And what you end up having is a really loud rattle bait that obviously just turns fish on like crazy.
So it's one bearing in the chamber going back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth. You've got a couple metal tabs on the sides, and that bearing goes back and forth. So that's been a hot bait for this year. If we walk over here to the line area, there's a new line called Suffix 832, and it's a no-stretch line that actually won an award at the ICAST show down in Las Vegas in July 2010 as the best line in the show. And it's a unique line that actually has 8 fibers, including gore, and it's wound 32 times per inch. So it's a really great line, abrasion resistant, really good handling line.
Oh wow, because I'm a big fan of Suffix actually myself. I use the digital YX right now, but I heard about this 832, and I've heard it's quite the seller.
Yeah, it's been a hot selling line at the show. A lot of the retailers have been restocking, and it's been good to use too. I had a chance to use it last summer, and I've been really happy with it.
Oh really? Is there a big difference between that? You said what, 32 wraps per inch?
32 wraps per inch, yeah. So you end up having a really good handling line, but you also have obviously increased strength, increased abrasion resistance than compared to other lines.
Yeah. And attaching to fluorocarbon is no issue?
No issue, yeah. You just do a traditional double uni knot or uni knot, and it ties up really nicely.
Nice. What else we got for Rapala coming out on plastic side or hard baits?
Yeah, we can look over at the Trigger X line of plastics and then some biodegradable baits. There's certainly some new profiles and colors in the Trigger X lineup. There are some changes to the bass formula. They've gone back to more of a plastic type bait, but it's pheromone infused, so it still has that Trigger X scent technology in there, which is all called ultra bite aggression pheromones. Okay. And the bass guys have been really happy with this. And then if you head over to your left here, there's some additional products more for the walleye anglers and some shapes and profiles. And actually the Lindners from Lindners Angling Edge have been really heavily involved in selecting the profiles and the colors for the walleye series of baits as well as the bass series of baits. So they've been fantastic too.
Can't argue with those guys.
They know what they're talking about.
They know what they're talking about.
For sure.
Yeah. And dipsy divers and stuff like that, anything new and exciting?
Yeah, there's actually a few different size dipsy divers that are out there. They continue to expand some of the Luhr-Jensen spoons. And we've got some additional new colors in the J plugs. And obviously certainly down in southern Ontario, Lake Ontario, salmon fishermen love the J plugs. And you know, there's always some new colors and sizes that are coming out and expanding that way as well.
Very nice, very nice. And combos, is Rapala offering combos here?
Yeah, we've got a couple new combos. We've got some really really neat entry-level combos. This one right here is the Griffin, and you end up getting a good performing rod and reel. It's got a great look to it, some really nice coloring, unique coloring to it, but at a reasonable price point. The combo is probably in that $60 to $80 range.
Right on,
and then for some of our female anglers, we have a similar type of combo, but it's in a more feminine type colors here with this kind of purple, and this is called the Sapphire series. So kind of a neat addition that way as well.
Great present for the missus.
Sure is, yeah. Mother's Day is coming up in May, and
exactly.
That'd be a good one to send home with her.
That would be a good one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what are we showing casing over in the...
Some of the new products from Luhr-Jensen. You've got the Rapala Hydros trolling reels. We've got a few of the Rapala cutlery items, some of the higher end fillet knives. If you pop over to the other side here, you know, you can also take a look at the Shift spinning reel. So we don't just have the Shift series and the casting reel, we also have it in the spinning reel. This is a beautiful, beautiful reel. Again, a hot seller, 12 bearing reel, super smooth. And another unique reel is this Rapala Seeker. And the Seeker is a great reel in the sense that it's actually a fairly small bodied reel, but it's got a really deep spool. So what that allows you to do is to get additional line capacity on the reel, but also make really long casts. So it's super good for people that are doing surf fishing or beach fishing, or those folks that are fishing in clear water and they want to stay further away from the fish and make long casts.
Yeah.
Another rod to take a look at is right over here. We've got a couple new series of rods, And one is the Rapala Team Walleye rods. And this is a really great rod for a price point of probably $60 to $80. And it's a whole series of rods, a lot of two-piece rods, but also this one has been a hot seller. It's a telescopic rod, and it just condenses down. It's a 7.5-foot rod, and it was designed as a bottom bouncing and trolling rod. And I know a lot of the retailers have been continually having to restock this model in particular.
It's very nice, so you can drop the size right down.
Yeah,
so
fit it in a rod locker.
Yeah, exactly.
And for the trout fishermen, we go over to this side of the rack, and there's a really nice new series of rods called the Classic Trout. And just like the walleye series, Rapala networked with a lot of trout fishermen that are fishing more on rivers, smaller lakes and streams, and they came up with a series of rods that'd be suitable to a lot of classic trout presentations.
Yep.
And in turn, here comes the Classic Trout. So this one in particular is a 6'3" light action spinning rod. You know, great for brook trout, splake. You know, certainly rainbows, smaller rainbows. You can use this rod for as well. And then there's some really neat rods for the small creek fishermen. We even have little ultralights here in the Classic Trout series.
Oh, look at that little thing.
Yeah, so you can match this up with an ultralight R-type reel. This is a 5'2" rod, so it's great for fishing some of those smaller streams. And you've got brush and overhanging cover. You can get in there and do little foot casts and get to where the trout are.
There's a brook trout rod.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Nice. Oh yeah, well, I'm right-handed though. It's on my wrong hand, but oh, nice. And how was a rod like this go for?
I believe the Classic Trout are probably you're seeing in that $60 to $80 range.
Yeah. And all of them are obviously Fuji guides?
Yeah, Fuji guides, 1-year limited warranties on them, and you know, a good selection of lengths and actions to appeal to everyone's interests.
Excellent. Davis, thank you very much.
All right, thanks for talking.